Hey, it's Tara. I wanted to talk today about the shows I watched last night. Basically, Haven watched Forever, which didn't air last night, and Scandal. Try to make this a thing. So, Forever was the first one I watched. I just wanted to give a feeling. I took some notes. I liked Forever. I liked the first and second episode. It's about this guy who something happened to him a couple centuries ago, and now he can't die. He wakes up in the water and is naked. It's a couple things. It's kind of bits and pieces from different, series or whatever. You got the not dying thing, which reminds me of Captain Jack, Darkness. You got the waking up in the river all naked, which reminds me of the time traveler's wife. He didn't wake up in a river, but he always, when he traveled to different times, he was always naked when he appeared. And then you got the British guy with the high deductive reasoning and the scarves, which is similar to both Sherlock and Elementary, which is both Sherlock Holmes. And it takes place in New York. It also reminds me of New Amsterdam in a way. A really short-lived series with Nikolai Coster-Waldau, which is basically a guy who lived forever, and he took pictures of Times Square every year, and you could see how it progressed from year to year, and he lived forever. That was a good series too. It seemed to have a good idea, and then it kind of faltered after the first couple, and then it got canceled. So hopefully this one does well. It's picking bits and pieces, like I said, from popular series and maybe not so popular series, and it's also a procedural, and procedurals have done really well in America, so hopefully this does well. It's been interesting because it's like all those things put in together. I was like, oh, this, all that. And plus it's got the guy from Fantastic Four, it's got V from Orange is the New Black, it's got one of the interns from Bones in it. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Now on to Haven. I'm not very enthusiastic right now because I just got back from work and that I had to be to really early this morning and I'm tired. But anyway, that was an interesting episode. And I just, what? Lasers out of the torso as a trouble? That was just kind of really random to me. Horrible to have just suck all the light out of an area and then just shoot lasers out of your torso that you can't control, and it burns everything in sight. That is super weird. But whatever, you can think of anything to afflict you in that town, and it can afflict you. Here for the cinematography, I like to call the Haven filter. It's basically real life, but in a yellow-green camera filter. Gives an extra drama and an extra otherworldliness to it. I think it could only work in Haven. It can only work for this show. I just see that, I think of Haven. Nathan. Aw, Nathan. Audrey's your drug, isn't she? And you can't help it. You can't help yourself. I mean, Mara was talking about how Lucy was a tramp, and how there's Veronica, who swung both ways, and then mentioned Sarah. I was like, all the personalities, please. Please give me, a snippet or more of those personalities, because we don't really have much of Sarah, and we don't have any of Veronica, and very little of Lucy. Very, very little. And that would be cool. Find more about, those personalities. Not that Mara isn't
Awesome.
She's awesomely crazy and diabolical. A real sassy streak. And Emily Rose does a really nice job going back and forth between Mara and Audrey. Really, really nice job there. I like the interaction between Lucas Bryan and Emily Rose. Probably have a lot of fun shooting for those scenes. Pancakes! Gotta have those pancakes. And of course, the thing that helps the trouble at the end is the flame-retardant blanket. It just doesn't affect the flame-retardant blanket at all. You just kind of pushes it and it just blocks the lasers. And what she really needs is a flame-retardant snuggie so she can move her arms around. And, you know, but then we find out that she needs light to live, and I kind of put a damper on that, like a flame-retardant blanket. Duke. Cutting his hair all off and going gray at the temples. Is it part of his dying? Is it to have his... I don't know. But it's a good look. I mean, from what I saw with the hat. I don't know. And then, of course, just the feels. All the feels. Really, not very coherent, but I'm just jotting down what I thought during the episode, and then I wrote it down, and I'm saying it here. Scandal. What? Yay, Quinn! Aw, Huck. Abby taking charge like that. Melly being more of a hot mess, and understandably so, from last season. And then she mentions the bowling alley in the White House. She's gonna go bowling. I like this kind of Melly. She's kind of sad, but fun, and just like, who gives a crap? You're gonna do what you're gonna do. And that's kind of how it was at the end. She's like, when Fitz tells her he's not gonna see Olivia, she's like, yeah, that's right. Well, when you see her, you'll tell me. And yeah, she knows what's up. What a sad way to bring everybody together. A death friend. So long, Harrison. But this being Scandal, anything could happen. You know, there's the thing in the back of my mind. It's like, is he really dead? Could he possibly? No. Cyrus's hair? That one's a... Aw, Randy. Subscribe, like, or comment if you want to hear more about my show rambles. If you have a suggestion on what show I should comment on, maybe.